Welcome to Street Sense, where I share with you uncommon wisdom tips to help you succeed in your finances, career, business, and relationships. My name is Maxwell Mensah. You can call me Talent Man. Today I'm sharing with you 7 inspirational quotes that would definitely change your life forever. 7 inspirational quotes that would definitely change your life forever. But before I get into it, you know what I'll do. If you are new here or if you're an old viewer, kindly subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment for me, and share the video. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. I really appreciate you for all the support. So let's get into it. 7 inspirational quotes that would definitely transform your life forever. The first quote is by Albert Einstein, and I love this quote so much. It says that everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking it is stupid. Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking it is stupid. We all know fishes were not created to climb trees. I even have a book with that title, Fishes Don't Climb Trees. It's a title of, I think, that's my 5th book title, yeah. Fishes don't climb trees. No fish was created to climb trees, except for the trees under the water, probably, that they are able to climb. But a fish was created to swim. Birds were created to fly. You get it? So if you force a fish to climb a tree as a way of measuring its intelligence level or its genius level, this fish will forever think it is stupid. Meanwhile, the fish, when you put that same fish in water and you bring a bird into the water to compete with the fish in the water, you will see the skills that will be displayed by the fish. So fishes were not made to climb trees. Birds were not made to swim. So this one, it has to do with how we judge a person's intelligence level or a person's genius level. Look, we were all created differently. And something that one person can do, the other person may not be able to do, that's not make the other person dumb or daft. Probably in class, I may be an intelligent student, and you may not be an intelligent student, but it doesn't make you dumb in life, or it doesn't make you unintelligent. Probably you don't have what it takes to excel in the classroom, but when it gets to the football field, I may not be able to play the football, you'll be the one to excel on the football field. So we all have different types of intelligence or different talent types. So, and this one especially goes for children. It goes for children. When young people are growing up, or when children are growing up, parents are supposed to help kids to discover their area of intelligence, their area of expertise, their area of talent, their area of genius. Rather than forcing kids to go and do something, parents must help their kids or guide them to discover their own talents for themselves and build a career around that, so that if the child happens to be a fish, the child will go into a career that involves water, where the child who is now a fish will be able to swim, rather than forcing the child to go and climb trees when the child was not made to climb trees. And this particular scenario, or this quote, relates to a story about the animal kingdom, where the animals one time decided to have an animal school. So they came together and then they nominated someone to be their headmaster. And you know who will be their headmaster already. Kwekwanansi was the headmaster for the school. So one time Kwekwanansi and his board, they came together and they said, we are going to build a school for these animals, but then let's think of an exam that we can have, so that everyone will come and engage in that exam. And after the exam, the people who pass the exam are the only ones who are going to be admitted into this school. So they announced the dates, and then all the animals came. So the fish came, the monkey came, the bird came, the antelope came, the giraffe came. All the animals came around to engage in this particular exam, including the lion was there for the exam. So when they got to the exam, the exam was going to take place in an open space. So they all came, and then they were still under a big tree. And then Kwekwanansi came to sit down, headmaster, with his board. They came to sit down. After greeting them and exchanging pleasantries, he announced to them what the exam for the day was. And the exam was that when they all turned around, the big tree that was behind them, all the animals were supposed to go and climb that particular tree. And it is only the animals that are successful in climbing the tree that will be admitted into the school. That was the only question on the exam paper. So just imagine, with this particular exam before them, which animals were going to be happy and which ones were going to be sad. Of course, the monkey will be very happy because climbing trees is not difficult for the monkey. It will just hop right now and it's on a tree. Of course, the bird will be happy. It doesn't even have to climb. It will just fly and be on a tree. Of course, some of the animals that can easily climb trees, like the rats and co, they will easily go and climb the tree. But animals like the fish will be sad because, oh, no matter what you do, the fish can never climb a tree. Even if the fish finds itself on a tree, once there's no water there, it will fall and it will die. The elephant, how will the elephant find its way onto the tree? How? So you see that just right there, some animals had already passed the exam by virtue of the particular question on the paper. By virtue of the question on the paper, some animals have passed and some have automatically failed. So if you're going to use that particular exam alone as a parameter to judge all the animals' intelligence, the animals that cannot climb will think they are stupid. Meanwhile, they are not. The bird will fly and get onto the tree right now. But let's bring the bird into the water and let the bird compete with the fish to swim. It will not be able to swim. Or let's allow the bird to kind of compete with the elephant. Let's put load on them to carry load from one point to the other. The bird will die right now. The bird will die. So everyone has their own area of expertise, their own area of calling that God has given to them. People must be guided to find their area of genius rather than trying to be like everyone else. So everyone is a genius, but if you want to judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life thinking it is stupid. The next quote: if you want to take the island, then bend your boat. If you want to take the island, then bend your boat. It is a quote by Tony Robbins, and I love this quote a lot. Look, whatever it is you want to go into, assess all the requirements, assess the whole thing so much, but then once you make a decision, don't have a plan B. Or even if you do, the plan B shouldn't be, oh, okay, I'm doing this one, in case it doesn't go well, then I have plan B. Oh, I'm going to this career, in case it doesn't go well, I have plan B. Or I'm going to marry this woman, if it doesn't go well, I have plan B. Or I'm going to this career, if it doesn't go well, I have plan B. No. If you keep having plan B for your life, right? Now let me say this, there's no harm in, or there's nothing wrong in having plan B, but you must go into something with the idea that, look, I am going for this and this alone. Any plan B I have has to do with other alternative routes to get to the same goal. Not that I have plan A as this goal. If plan A doesn't work, then I'll go for plan B, which is a completely different goal. Or plan C, completely another different goal. That is wrong. You must have plan A. If plan A doesn't work, I have plan B, but the plan B leads to plan A as well. I mean, it leads to the same destination or the same goal. So if you really want to take the island, so you find yourself on a boat and then you were on the high seas going, and then you found yourself on an island. If you really want to own that island and say, this island belongs to me, I'm the first to discover this island, then burn your boat. Because if you don't burn your boat and you have your boat still lying at the shores, one day when things get tough, you will just vacate the island, you will hop onto your boat and you go looking for other greener pastures. So if you really want to take the island, burn your boat so that I don't have any other option of escape. You know it is a do or die affair for me, and I'm going to do everything it takes to make it in this particular place. Next, and I love this one too a lot, it says that every morning in Africa, an antelope wakes up. It knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. Every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up. It knows it must outrun the slowest antelope or it will starve. Now, it doesn't matter whether you are the lion or the antelope. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running. You'd better be running. Let me take it again. Probably you didn't really hear me well. Every morning in Africa, an antelope wakes up. It knows it must outrun the fastest lion or it will be killed. Now, whilst an antelope is waking up knowing that it must outrun the fastest lion, now every morning also, a lion wakes up and it knows it must run faster than the slowest antelope or it will starve. So you see, survival of the fittest. The antelope must run faster else to be killed. The lion must run faster else it will not get food to eat and it will starve. Now, it doesn't matter whether you are the lion or the antelope. When the sun comes up, you'd better be running. Look, when you, if you want to survive in this life, you must have this at the back of your mind, that you are either being preyed on or you are the one preying on something. You are either chasing something or something is chasing you. It's a two-way thing. If nothing is chasing you and you are chasing nothing, then that's why you can do things anyhow, because you have no vision in life, you have no purpose in life, you're just going through the normal grind. But if something is chasing you, or if you are chasing something, look, the way you do things is completely different. And that is how it is. If you don't take life seriously enough, you will mess your life up. Because every day, by the time you wake up, life even starts before you wake up. Life starts before you wake up. Because by the time you wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. in your house, somebody has already woken up in their house. Even the person who woke up early in their house, before they woke up in their house, someone in another country who is probably 1 hour ahead of your country, or 2 hours ahead, or 3 hours ahead, has already begun the day. So the day Monday or Tuesday, before you wake up, somebody has already begun a day for you, or has already begun a day in their own way. So if you don't get up to chase something, or nothing is chasing you, you will fail in this life. You will fail miserably. Next quote: I failed my way to success. I failed my way to success. And that's a quote by Thomas Edison. Look, if you want to make it in life, you have to be ready for failure. Failure is part of success. Failure is part of success. The success equation, it has inside there failure, because if you don't want to fail, then you're not ready to succeed, because you must go through some failures, learn from your failures, pick some vital lessons from the failures, upon which you will ride to make it in life. So if you fear failure, then you can't succeed. If you fear failure, you can't succeed. So if you want to succeed in life, don't be afraid of failure. Embrace failure, learn from your failures, and become better. Next, and I love this quote too so much. It says that people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does buffing. That is why we recommend it every day. And it's a quote by the great man Zig Ziglar. He says, people often say motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does buffing. You don't buff once and say, I'm buffing once for a week, I'm buffing once for the whole year, I'm buffing once for the rest of my life. It's not possible. When you buff today, you need to buff tomorrow. You need to buff the following day. You need to buff every day, else you will smell. That is the fact about life. And that is the same way about motivation. Don't say, oh, I had motivation last month, but this month I don't have motivation. If you don't have it, look for motivation. Find motivation. Look for motivation. Where do you find motivation? Look for places you can find a motivation, and chase after motivation, chase after an inspiration to continue to push you to move on in life. Because it's not possible that you may have motivation today to last it for the whole week, or for the whole month, or for the whole year. It may not be possible. But that is the same way bathing is. You don't bath today and say, I'll bath again for the rest of the year. You have to bath again tomorrow. You maybe have to bath twice in a day. You bath in the morning, bath in the evening again. Bath in the morning, bath in the evening. So if you love to bath morning, evening, or even once a day, then you should look for a way to seek for inspiration or motivation every day, because you will need it every day. It may not take you for the rest of your life. So continue seeking after motivation every day. That's a very wonderful quote by Zig Ziglar, the late Zig Ziglar. The next one: the illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. The illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. There was a time when, or back in the days, when you say someone is an illiterate, someone who hasn't been to school, cannot read, who cannot write, who doesn't understand, probably English, or in whatever country you are, the language that you communicate in officially. Now, if back in the day an illiterate was someone who never went to school, in the days we are in now, in the 21st century and going to the 22nd century, the illiterates that we are going to find in our world are not those who haven't gone to school. Those people are non-classified people now. The illiterates now that we have in our world now are the people who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Because look, some of the things you learned yesterday are cake today. Some of the things you learned yesterday, or last week, or last month, or last year, or back when you were in the university, or back when you were in SHS, they are cake now. It doesn't apply anymore. It doesn't apply. Even if it applies, it doesn't produce results. It doesn't. So things are changing all the time. So it doesn't matter what you know. It doesn't matter what you have learned in times past. If you want to succeed in this day and age, if you want to be part of the illiterates of today's world, you will need to be able to learn, and also learn to unlearn what you have learned. Don't say, oh, I learned this thing in school and I'm going to use it forever. No. Don't say, oh, and my professor in school taught me this thing and said it worked, so I'm going to stick to it. Okay, continue sticking to it. The world will leave you behind. The world will leave you behind. So you must be able to learn, unlearn what you have learned because it is no longer applicable, it's archaic, and then relearn new things that apply now. So if you want to be part of the literates of this era and the era to come, be ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn new things. The last quote that I really love, and it has to do with talent, that's why I really love it so much. It says that, and it's a quote by Emma Bombeck, it says, "When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left, but could say, I've used everything you gave me." Let me say it again. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left, but could say, I've used everything you gave me. Wonderful quote by Emma Bombeck. And I love it so much because, look, one day we are going to give account to God. We are going to account for everything we did on this earth. And this is a quote saying that one day when I get to meet with God, when I get to stand in front of God, I want to be able to say, God, I used everything you gave me, all the talents you gave me. Whether it was 1 talent, 2, 10, 100 talents you gave me, I want to say, God, I used everything. I used everything you gave me to bless mankind. I used everything you gave me to be of impact to the world. The world has really benefited from the talents you gave me. I really believe in this, and I have made it my personal mantra as well. One day when I get time before God, I want to say, God, all the talents you gave me, I used everything. I never hid anything. I never slept on my talent. I used every single talent you gave me. Now let me give you a bonus quote, and it's a quote by the man you know, the man you're listening to, Maxwell Mensah, the talent man. And it says that the world doesn't care about your talent until it knows how much benefit your talent gives them. The world doesn't care about your talent until it knows how much your talent benefits them. Look, you are talented, and so what? You are talented, and so what? People don't care about your talent too. The world doesn't care about your talent. You think people would have cared about Messi or Ronaldo or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg? People would not have cared. Nobody would have cared about them. Nobody. But we care about them now because their talent benefits us. That is how come now we care about them. So the world will not care about your talent until the world knows the benefits it gets from your talent. So if you want the world to care about your talent and to care about you, learn to use the talent to bless the world. Use the talent to bless the world. Do everything you can to bless the world. Even if it's one person, bless somebody, bless some people with your talent. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Street Sense with me, Maxwell Mensah. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.